So I forgot step one of recording a YouTube video, and that's turning the mic on. But so this video is just about what have I been working on. What projects have I been doing. It's really only been one project. I'm a senior in college. I'm currently working on my senior projects and getting my senior portfolio ready. So that's pretty much for the last 7-8 months. That's what I've been working on. And so for this project, for my senior project, I decided to document the Lowrider community. And the reason for this is because I've always been into cars and like the car community, just cars in general. So I thought it was fitting to make my project, on something that I'm like passionate about. But I didn't want it to be like the general car community. I wanted to find like a niche community. And I was always interested in the lowrider community, but I never went to the events. I didn't know anybody or anything. So it's super new culture to me. But I decided to join some Facebook groups and Instagram pages, the ones that would post flyers. And I started finding out when the events were going down, and I would start attending them. And so I would go and just take pictures of the cars pretty much. I wasn't like taking pictures of people, or like I wasn't that deep into it yet. So I was just taking pictures of the cars, some a little bit of detail shots, some, full car shots. That's pretty much what I was doing. And one of my goals was to reach out to people, like was to talk to people at these events and like get to know a little bit more about like what they're doing and all that. And over time going to these events, I started seeing like the cruising is not a crime signs and all these like little signifiers in the culture, the roses, like barbed wire, the signs, all these little things that I started looking at and wondering like, what does that mean? Why are they showing this stuff? What makes this sign important, or what makes this object that they're showing off important? And so I just started doing research into like the history, and as I started learning more about the culture and the people and the cars, I got really into it. It's like there's a lot of history in this culture, and at a certain point, several months ago, I've realized I don't want my project to be just about the cars, like surface level. I decided I want to dig deeper. I wanted to show off the people, because the people are who make the culture. The cars are a super big part. That's the art. That's their art, but the people are the ones who are doing it. And I wanted to show off the people and their love and passion for this community. For what they're doing. And so I started taking a little bit of a different approach to, how I was taking photos and what I was doing and what I am going to present in this project. So I started taking more photos of the people and their interactions and getting a little bit more like detailed shots of not just the cars, but, the flags and, all the non-car stuff. But going to these events, I learned like, the first few that I went to were just like I instantly loved it. It just clicked with me, the music. The beauty, the artwork, the cars, the people, everybody's like a family. So I knew this was something I wanted to continue documenting, and I wanted to get into the community. I wanted to get my name out there and learn more. So with the detail shots and all that, I started also doing interviews. I realized that if I'm gonna show off the passion and the love that the people have for this community, I need to start talking to people and reaching out to them, because it's if I didn't do it, it was probably never gonna happen. And I realized having interviews with people would be a very good idea to do. Like just have a conversation with one-on-one, or just a couple people in the community. Just get together and talk about their cars, how they got into the community. After like a month or so, when I realized like I want to start reaching out to people. This photographer, she's one of the first people that I interviewed. We're about the same age, so me and the first person I interviewed. So that was nice because that made it easier. It's the older people that I was more like not afraid of, but it was a little bit more intimidating. But yeah, so I did the first interview and it went pretty well. It was it wasn't the greatest because it was like my first one. I was focused on so many things, like trying to keep the conversation going and like trying to listen at the same time while loading up the next question. Just all this stuff that I'm still getting better at. But yeah, so after that first interview, it went pretty well, and my classmates and stuff, they liked it, and they gave some feedback too on what type of quotes I should use, and the pictures maybe I can get when I'm with them, how I can show this off in the project, and then so a couple weeks after her, I reached out to some older people, and it was a little bit hard at first because again it's a little bit intimidating to me. So like the worst anybody could say is no, but I don't know. I don't think it's like being rejected is what's intimidating. It's just like I'm just not on their level. These like they've been in this culture for so long and they have so much to say, and I just have to keep reminding myself that these people love what they're doing, and I feel like they do want to be seen. And like everybody I've asked so far has said yes. I haven't had anybody say no. So there's a group here called, well, they're actually international, but there's a group called Socio, and they also took us on a cruise in their cars, which was my first time ever being in a lowrider, which was also a great experience. My first time being in a lowrider, I knew it was going to happen at some point where I was going to get to go on a cruise in one of the cars. I just didn't know when, because like, I'm putting myself out there. I felt like at some point it was going to happen, but that was a good experience. Me and my friend Olivia, she's been going through these interviews too with me and helping me out with the setting up and all that. So I thank her for that. Alongside my project, the actual installation at the gallery, I want to make a book, like not a big book, not a hardcover or anything, nothing too serious, but just a book to go along with this project and what I have so far. That'll include the interviews and a lot more pictures than what I'll just show at the exhibition. So I have 1 month to do a first draft and a final draft, and then I have a critique for the project next week, I believe, maybe. I forgot, but the critiques is with my classmates, and we pretty much just give each other ideas. So hopefully this critique, I'll bring up some questions of how I should install it or what should I add to the installation, because right now the installation part is where I'm a little bit hung up on. I'm not too sure exactly how I want to hang up the pictures, like what pictures, and then how I want to show off the interviews. If I'm just only going to keep it in the book, or if I'm going to put the interviews on the wall too with the quotes from the people like side by side with the portraits. So that's where I'm at right now. I got about a month to figure that out. This project is definitely something I want to continue documenting, after college, after I graduate. I'm super passionate about it. I've been having a lot of fun. I've loved the stories I've been hearing and the people I've been meeting, and I'm hoping I can get even deeper into the culture and have people kind of get to know me more and see what opportunities come from that. I feel like in any culture, any like community of people, if you can like get them comfortable with you and like get them to know you and become friends with them, that opens up a lot of doors to their world and a lot of opportunities to progress your own work and your portfolio and whatever it is your goal. But yeah, that's about it.